In this video, we're diving into what disability insurance actually is, how it works, and why so many people overlook it until it's too late. What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we cut through the fluff to help you protect your finances and make smarter decisions about insurance and your future. Let me start with a quick scenario. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, get ready for work, and on the way out the door, you slip, fall, and seriously injure your back. You can't sit, stand, or lift anything heavier than a cup of coffee. Your doctor says you need surgery and 3 months off work, maybe more. Now ask yourself this. How long could you go without a paycheck? If that question makes you uneasy, it should. Because for a lot of people, one unexpected health issue can trigger a full-on financial crisis. And that's where disability insurance steps in. What disability insurance actually is. Disability insurance isn't some weird niche insurance product that you only hear about in HR meetings. It's actually one of the most important types of protection out there. Why? Because your ability to earn an income is hands down your most valuable asset. Think about it. If you're in your 20s, 30s, or even 40s, you've got decades of earning potential ahead of you. That adds up to millions of dollars over your lifetime. So protecting that income just makes sense. Disability insurance makes sure that you keep getting paid even if your body or your health says not today. It's not just for freak accidents or horror stories either. Most long-term disability claims are because of illnesses like cancer, heart disease, mental health struggles, or autoimmune conditions. Things you can't predict or plan for. Disability insurance comes in two main forms, short-term and long-term. Let's break them down in real terms. Short-term disability usually kicks in pretty fast, after about 2 weeks of being out of work with a confirmed medical issue. Your short-term coverage starts paying out. These benefits don't last forever. You're typically covered for 3 to 6 months. The goal here is to give you a cushion while you recover from something temporary, like surgery or an injury. Now, long-term disability is a different beast. It doesn't kick in right away. You'll usually wait about 3 to 6 months before benefits start, and they only begin once short-term benefits run out, or once your elimination period ends. But once they start, they're built to last. We're talking about coverage that can support you for years, even until retirement, depending on your policy. How much will you actually get? So let's say you make $5,000 a month at your job. If you go on short-term disability, you might get between $3,500 and $4,000 a month, about 70 to 80% of your paycheck. Pretty solid for a temporary setback. Now with long-term disability, you're probably looking at 40 to 70% of your income, depending on your policy. So if you're used to taking home $5,000, your benefit might drop somewhere between $2,000 and $3,500 a month. It's not a full paycheck, but it can be the difference between paying rent and going into debt. The catch, when the money starts coming. A lot of people assume the money shows up the day after you get hurt. Not quite. With short-term disability, there's something called an elimination period. That's the waiting time before benefits kick in. It's usually around 2 weeks from the date that your doctor confirms you can't work. With long-term disability, the wait is longer. You might not see a check for 3 to 6 months. And this is why having an emergency fund matters. If you've got 3 to 6 months of savings tucked away, then you might not need short-term disability coverage at all. But if you don't, those first few months without income can hit hard. Employer disability insurance versus private coverage. All right, so let's talk about what a lot of people rely on. Employer provided disability insurance. If your job offers it, that's great, but don't assume that means that you're fully covered. For one, the money you get from an employer disability plan is usually taxed. That's because it comes out of your paycheck pre-tax. And so when your benefits kick in, it's like getting your paycheck, but with the IRS still taking a bite. Now let's say you buy a private disability policy on your own. You're paying with after-tax dollars, which means when you get those benefit checks, that money is yours tax-free. Now that's a huge difference, especially if we're talking about being out of work for years. And here's something else. Most employer plans are one size fits all. They may not cover enough of your income. They might cap your benefits at a certain amount, or they might define disability in a way that doesn't protect your specific job. Why definitions matter. Own occupation versus any occupation. Let's say you're a dentist. You develop a hand tremor and you can't perform dental procedures anymore. If your disability policy says own occupation, you qualify for benefits because you can't do your job, even if you could technically work in another role like teaching. But if your policy says any occupation, you might be denied. They could argue that you could still earn a living doing something else. Most high-earning professionals, doctors, lawyers, architects, business owners, choose own occupation coverage. It costs more, but it actually protects the career they spent years building. Real numbers, real risk. Still not convinced that disability insurance is worth thinking about? Here's what the stats say. 1 in 4 people in their 20s today will become disabled before retirement. The average long-term disability lasts nearly 3 years. 78% of bankruptcies are tied to loss of income, and nearly half of those cases are due to medical-related work loss. This isn't just a maybe. This is something that happens every day. Who really needs disability insurance? If you're wondering whether this applies to you, here are some questions to think about. Do you have anyone who depends on your income, like a spouse, kids, parents? Are you in a job where your body or mind is central to your work? If you're a surgeon, a creative, or even someone in tech who needs to be on point mentally, losing your ability to perform can derail your entire career. Do you run your own business? If you can't show up, does the business keep running? Will clients stick around? Do you have big debts like student loans, especially private ones that don't go away just because you're hurt or sick? Would your savings actually last if you couldn't work a year or more? If any of those questions hit home, disability insurance isn't optional. It should be right up there with health insurance and life insurance. What does it cost? Well, here's a simple ballpark figure. Disability insurance will usually run you somewhere between 1 to 3% of your annual salary. So if you earn $100,000 a year, you might pay between $1,000 to $3,000 a year for your policy. It's about $80 to $250 a month. Short-term disability generally costs more than long-term because it kicks in sooner and pays out faster. But if you've got a solid emergency fund, you might decide to skip short-term coverage altogether and focus on long-term protection. The cost also depends on a few other things. Your age and health, your job, so riskier jobs cost more to insure, how much income you want to replace, and how long you want the benefits to last. How soon you want the payments to start. Shorter wait equals higher price. Whether you choose own occupation or any occupation. The more coverage and flexibility you want, the more it'll cost. But for most people, that peace of mind is worth every penny. Other ways to protect your financial life. Now, if you've made it this far, you probably are starting to realize that protecting your paycheck with disability insurance is just one part of building a solid financial safety net. Once you've got that in place, the next logical step is making sure the rest of your life, your home, your car, and your loved ones are protected too. Now, we've got some affiliate resources linked below that can help you do just that. First off, Lemonade offers super affordable renters, homeowners, term life, and even pet insurance with a ridiculously fast sign-up and claims process. If you hate dealing with traditional insurance companies, you'll probably love Lemonade's tech-first approach. Now, State Farm is a solid pick if you prefer a more traditional route and you want the option to talk to a local agent. They also offer bundling options with auto and renter's insurance that could save you hundreds a year, depending on where you live. And if you're not sure what kind of coverage you need or how much you should be paying, we've also partnered with a couple of simple survey tools that can help you compare homeowners and car insurance quotes in under 60 seconds. Just answer a few quick questions like your zip code, house details, or number of cars, and you'll get matched with providers that actually fit your situation. Super easy. Now, all of these are affiliate links, so if you use them, we earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. It really helps support the channel and allows us to keep making free, honest content like this. So if you're in the mindset of, let me get my financial protection in order, then don't stop at just disability insurance. Use the links below and make sure that the rest of your world is covered too. So disability insurance is one of those things that nobody really talks about until they need it. And by then it might be too late. It's not flashy, it's not exciting. But if you ever find yourself in a position where you can't work, it's the one thing that might keep your life from unraveling. You work hard to build a career. You invest in your future. You do all the right things. So don't leave it all vulnerable to a single injury or illness. Protect your income. Protect your plan. And if you're still not sure whether you need it or how to get started, take a look at what your job offers and then talk to a trusted insurance advisor about private options that fit your situation. Now, if you want to see which insurance option is best for your situation, we'll leave our affiliate links below and to surveys that you can take. Now, again, these are affiliate links, which means we earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. And this support really helps our channel going and allows us to continue to create free content like this. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on Insurance Wise, we're all about helping you get the best rates and picking the right insurance for you in your situation. So be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here in the next video.